Hi, I'm Cade. You may have noticed that we didn't release Hex on the day that we said we were going to release it, on March 15th. That's because we had a little trouble with meta. However, we've fixed that problem, and we will now be releasing on March 29th. So, what can you expect from this next release? I'm just going to go over a couple things about the next release that you need to look out for. So, a couple things you may notice. First of all, we have display names. Look, right there. You can set your display name in the main menu. Just go to the settings and then change your display name. In the future, we will integrate with Meta and use their username system. But until then, you'll be able to put in your own username. As well as another thing we have is basic teams and scoring systems. So when you join the game, you can either be on a magenta team, which is known as Magi, or a blue team, which is known as Kepler. Kepler looks a bit like that. You'll be able to select whichever one you want when the game begins. A big part of this update is the fact that we have been doing most of our work on the physics. The game mode is not in the game yet. That's going to be one of our next major updates. We've been working so hard on the physics that we haven't been able to fit it into this update. So keep a lookout for adding the game mode. While you wait, you can still play your own matches. You're just going to have to mediate them yourselves. Who knows, if there's any community rules that pop up, maybe we'll add those community rules into the game in the future. Another thing we added was way better physics. The physics in the game have been massively updated. You will be able to feel the disc even more as well as throw the disc even better. It's hard to explain it, but the game itself feels amazing, and the only way to actually feel it is by trying it yourself. Another couple things that we worked on was an upgraded main menu, as well as multiplayer has been massively upgraded with full player models and everything, as well as gestures. Give your friends a thumbs up. Another thing that improved massively is the movement. It feels a lot better to move around the arena. There's still a couple things we're going to add, but right now it feels amazing. As well as an experimental setting that we added was pitch, yaw, and roll. You can move around however you want in the game. Then you can reset yourself back whenever you feel like you want to. Some other things you may have noticed, new geo layout and new geo textures. Look at them. They look amazing in my mind. As you can see, the geos look way nicer, as well as they're in better positions to make sure that the game feels and looks great. Speaking of looking great, the entire visuals have been overhauled again. Now the game performs way better than it used to, with frame rates that sit around 80 to 100 frames at any given moment. As well as we give you full access to changing your settings in the game, so if you want higher visual fidelity, you can get that. It will just be at the cost of a few frames. Some more things we added was better audio, specifically in-game sounds and in-game music. We have a composer in-game that makes amazing music for the game, and there's more tracks to come. Over time, they're going to be uploaded to YouTube as well, so you can listen to them. On top of these amazing new features, we've also added a couple of experimental features, like pitch and roll like you saw earlier. That's still a little experimental. It needs a little bit of work, however, it is still in the game for people to try out. As well as we've added a spectator mode. So you can join as a spectator and you can watch your favorite matches. You would do this inside the headset. And while the spectator can move around the arena, they can't grab the disc. However, they can still grab players and the players can still grab them, which is why it's a little experimental. Just needs a little bit of work. As well as another majorly requested experimental feature is regrabbing. In the game, you will be able to regrab with other players, and they'll be able to grab onto you. I was hoping he would grab onto me. We also added regrabbing. Still a little experimental, but you'll still be able to grab on with other players and they'll be able to grab you. That's all the major things you should look out for in this next update. There's still going to be a lot of bugs, so make sure you look out for those and report them. That's the only way we're going to be able to fix them. As well as I'd like to remind you, the game mode isn't fully in the game yet, but you can still play and enjoy. This is a beta. There's still a lot of work to be done. But we're proud of how far we've gotten, and we're excited for everybody to feel everything that we've done so far. This is Cade, signing out.